Poppy is fictional. Poppy is real. Poppy is nothing. Poppy is everything. Everything you know is a lie. Why does the signature pin look like this when it should obviously look like this? Is it just me or should it totally look that way? Hey pals, considering it's gotten to the point where I want physical merchandise for a virtual pop star, I thought it'd be a good time to talk about another fandom I'm in. Also known as That Poppy, I'm Poppy, and That Poppy TV, Poppy is well known for introducing herself. There's an excellent article written by Lexi Pandel for Wired magazine called Welcome to Poppy's World that gives an in-depth explanation, and I highly recommend reading it before watching this video. I'll be discussing Poppy as a project and as a character, and pronouns will stay the same when referring to either. I discovered Poppy from a reaction to some of her videos. Then I watched all 122 of her videos in chronological order. It was really disturbing and I promised myself afterward that I'd never do that again, but the channel kept updating, so I kept watching. I liked reading theories on every video and making my own interpretations. The more I felt I understood, the less scared I was. I grew to appreciate and learn so much about it, and now I'm happy to say I'm a fan. So, without further ado, here are a few things I love in That Poppy. Number 1. The fandom. Some are theorists, reading into every bit of content for clues, while others are stans who genuinely treat her like a real pop star and worship everything she says and does. Poppy calls her fans Poppy Seeds, which is widely embraced, and interacts with them regularly on Twitter. The Twitter fanbase is so pure. They're always tweeting her like, "We love you, Poppy," or "We're praying for you, Poppy," or "You're our queen, Poppy." So many talented artists create beautiful fan art, which she retweets sometimes. I read a thread between two fans that ended in one saying something like, "Oh well, I wouldn't want to argue with a fellow seed," and I was speechless. There's always someone praying at 3:36 and people counting down to the next big date without fail. You don't even have to worry about spoilers because each video is so simple and unrelated to any other. It's such a joy to watch. Number 2. Creativity. Every video is so unique that I never know what to expect. Though it's usually something mundane or underwhelming, like Poppy buckling her shoes for 5 solid minutes, or talking about fame, or asking you to guess how many holes are in her hat, you couldn't have predicted that. I once read that modern art is saying, "I could have done that," followed by, "Yes, but you didn't." That's the kind of thing that I look forward to in each video. Plus, once the audience is used to this kind of tone, the random appearance of a different setting, recurring character, or something drastic occurring makes them want to continue watching. Number 3. Fashion. Part of the iconicity of Poppy is her appearance, which consists of seemingly perfect facial structure, blonde hair, and an endless quirky wardrobe, all thanks to the work of credited stylist Samantha Burkhart, which I feel isn't appreciated enough. Since the plain backgrounds are always directing our attention to her, Poppy's unique outfits and changing hairstyles are what keep the channel visually appealing and interesting. 4. Music. It's easy to sing along to the choruses and think of them as generic repetitive pop music, but each song is stylistically different and carries its own meaning, especially in the verses. 5. Consistency. I appreciate Poppy for being a source of consistent content when my shows are not, and helping me have something to focus on. It's this weird, simple thing to look forward to almost every day, and motivates me to create something and interact with other people. 6. Complexity. 2014. Poppy eats cotton candy. 2017. Poppy is choked by a mannequin and questions reality. Fans receive red-stained hospital records in the mail. Said records are clues to an alternate reality game centered on Computer Boy, sparking a rabbit hole of investigation from a Discord server of dedicated sleuths to leaked photos of Poppy in a hospital gurney. Content goes far beyond the channel's videos and what's on the surface. There's something for everyone, to say the least. 7. Production value. At some point I watched Titanic Sinclair's videos as well. One comment labeled his style as Shug Core. Another comment mentioned how the audio was dubbed over, as well as the use of a white mask and various other things I hadn't noticed before. I decided that Shug Core must be a genre of videos that put a lot of effort into looking effortless, and started to appreciate them. 8. Quality/effort. The videos are always high quality and effort is noticeable in the techniques used. There's never clickbait in the titles or thumbnails. Most titles are either spoken in the video or mentioned in the description. It's nothing particularly special, but it's honest with itself and gets hundreds of thousands of views for it. Number 9. Abstractness. You know that episode of Star vs. the Forces of Evil called Trickstar, where Weird Al stole people's joy by making them smile and shed a single tear? That's the exact effect her videos have on me, because the inhuman, detached nature of her words, offset by her soft, gentle voice and the emotional, ambient background music, evokes strong emotions I can't describe. And my favorite thing is, when Poppy transitioned from listing technology to hearts and polka dots and David Bowie, I started tearing up. I feel something whenever she shows a bit of humanity. Number Number 10. Satire / parody. Another name for the fandom is the cult of Poppy, though I prefer poppy seeds, and there's plenty of cult and religious imagery scattered throughout her videos. She's called Katy Perry, one of her own fans. Videos satirize Hollywood, celebrities, and the USA, among many other things. The project as a whole blatantly parodies the entertainment industry, and it's almost concerning how well it worked. Everybody wants to be Poppy. And many more. Thanks for watching. Bye bye!